Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. For Explorminate, with me, Deleted Kingdoms. We're playing as Republican Italy, as you can see. And in the last episode, or the last couple of episodes, World War II kicked off. We've started our offensive into what we thought was the exposed German flank. And we've encountered some pretty stiff resistance, and we're still not out of the mountainous areas yet. We are quite close to Munich here. But it looks like we're being slowed down. But the crucial thing is, the Germans have been forced to pull units from the front here. So their medium tank panzer divisions and various other units, mainly infantry divisions by the looks of it, have had to come away from the western front here. So we're causing them major problems. Even if we don't take our objectives, we have allowed the Allies here on the western front, or the French and the British and the Dutch and the Belgians, to have more success in this area, which is good. So there we go. That's what's going on in a nutshell. Everything else is pretty secure down here. As you can see, these battles are not going particularly well for the Italian troops. Old Field Marshal Gunther von Kluge has taken over on this front, and is, well, you can see here a lot of our divisions are being pushed back. Even though we've made some initial advances, you can see that the old Tyrol line here, we've made some advances into Austria. We're not out of the mountainous region at the minute. I think the German troops are pretty much outclassing us, but let's have a look at the air war, because we do have aircraft working over the Alpine region here and over Western Germany. But let's have a look here. So we have 266 active fighters in this area, 48 active support planes, 279 bombers. The enemy, however, have 469 bombers, 272 enemy fighters, and 598 support planes operating in this area. So we've got, what, Heinkel 51s. They were an old form of German fighter, early war. Messerschmitt 109s, of course. 109 Alphas. And Echoes. So the Echo are the more, or E's are the more advanced ones. Look at our dilapidated Fiat CR32s and our Caprioni CA101s, which are pretty much outclassed. We're losing the air war here. Can we have a look at stats over the last, what, 12 months? Well, there's not really any information here. Okay, so we've lost 14 fighters, and we've only just started this offensive, really. We've lost 8 bombers and 1 support plane. The enemy have lost 3 fighters and 2 bombers, that's it. Shocking. Realistically, when the Italian Air Force is going to be no match for the Luftwaffe. We haven't invested much in our Air Force at all, really, as in technology-wise or production-wise. But there we go. The crucial thing is, as I said, we're drawing German troops away from the Western Front, and the Allies are actually making some gains, which is good. Because this offensive is failing, I'm going to take some troops from the Italian army, in the Italian theatre, and just move them and attach them to Army Group North here, who are fighting on the Tyrol line. We've got an offensive planned into Yugoslavia, because Yugoslavia are now part of the Axis. However, I haven't given that the go-ahead. Yugoslavia have more divisions on this front than we do, so we should probably try and stay on the defensive. Sorry. Right, as far as the divisions go that can be moved over to Army Group North, we've got an Alpine division here, and we've got an infantry division here. We want to keep these deep water ports protected. We can take this infantry division, that's guarding a port. We can take this one here. These are all guarding ports. We've got one in Rome here. Rome's not under any kind of threat at the minute. We dominate the Med. We've got no problems garrisoning North Africa. We've got 4 deep water ports here and 4 divisions there. So really, we haven't got that many. We've only got another 5 divisions that we can throw into the fight. Well, let's do that now. Let's add them there. I thought this offensive would go well, and initially it did, but now it seems to be stalling. The Germans have got, well, More divisions here by the looks of it. And probably better kit and equipment. Let's assign them to this offensive then. There we go. So we now have 22 divisions pushing north from the Tyrol line on the Tyrol offensive. Let's unpause the game. So much you can do in Paradox games, grand strategy games, without even unpausing it. You could sit here for an entire episode without unpausing the game, just letting it tick over slowly, or just having it paused completely. There'd be so much to do, so many things to think about. Now we're suffering attrition here. Is this due to? This is just due to the mountainous region. One unit is affected by attrition. Yep. Wow. Plus 40% attrition due to fighting in the mountains because it's a cavalry division basically. I think that's why it's suffering. Infantry divisions aren't suffering attrition, but the horses are not really suited to mountainous warfare, are they? Thinking about it. Why is the day-night cycle on? Oh my god, switch this off. We don't want that on. Resources deficits, insufficient resources. Just steel. We're short of steel. Where can we import steel from? And something else we need to do is start converting our civilian industry to military, because we're now at war. We need to go. We need to up the ante here. World tension has increased to 81%. The German Reich has called Japan as our enemy in the German-Polish War, basically the World War II. So we're now at war with Japan. But let's have a look at getting some steel. Steel is affecting production. It's affecting tank production, aircraft production, well, tank destroyer production. So please find me some steel. I'm thinking we should look to the United States. They've got plenty of steel, haven't they? Buy 16 units of steel for 2 factories. Done. Hopefully the German U-boats won't have too much of an effect on us. Hopefully the Royal Navy can keep this secure, and we'll concentrate on keeping the Mediterranean secure. Okay, so there's a lot more green on this front now, so hopefully we are not doing too badly. Something else I wanted to look at actually. If we look, I don't know, I'm no expert on this game, but I want to look at our infantry equipment. So currently we're using 1936 weapons here, or infantry equipment. We have improved infantry equipment 1, so it improves cavalry soft attack, motorised and mechanised, and leg infantry soft attack. Click the details on this one. So these are our rifles, right? These are our weapons and grenades, and so piercing 4, soft attack 6, hard attack 1. Now what I want to look at is if I want to go over to Great Britain here and request license production. They will accept all of these things, allow us to produce all these things on license. That's the way I understand it. So they have infantry equipment 2 here. So if I ask for permission to produce this, I don't need to research it, do I? Soft attack 9. And then we look at our own research, our own infantry equipment. Yeah, soft attack 9. So we could basically start producing British infantry equipment instead of researching new Italian equipment. I wonder if that's something that's worth doing. Probably cause, in real life, a complete logistical nightmare, but if they're going to let us produce their infantry equipment instead of ours, then let's see what effect that has. This could be disastrous. I don't know. So let's request license production of the Sten Mark II infantry equipment 2. They will accept. Do we have to wait for confirmation? It's been accepted, so we could now go technically over to our production, select infantry equipment 1, and start producing British infantry equipment 2. Our production efficiency would drop, of course, because we're not used to producing these types of things. We've still got a massive shortage of steel. Probably because the Sten guns use more steel than the rifles, don't they? So we still need 3 steel. Let's see if we can get that from America. some kind of naval action here. Yes, that's right. Yugoslavian submarines are sinking our convoys. So let's take one of our naval task forces here. The Central Med Fleet. Let's give them a different mission. Search and destroy. Why can't we go into the Adriatic Sea and do this? Because that's where our convoys are being sunk. This is quite annoying. Search and destroy in the Adriatic. Why can't we do that? Why can we not do that? So where is it? Where are we? Central Med Fleet. Search and destroy. Oh, we can. There we go. Search and destroy there. And the Central Med. And we'll put the Western Med Fleet on the Tyrrhenian Sea. Okay, good. So that should click into place there. Central Med Fleet, that's good. Okay, the Western Mediterranean Fleet then. Let's give them, rather than patrol, let's search and destroy for submarines here and here. And then the Eastern Mediterranean Fleet. Yeah. Search and destroy in the Eastern Mediterranean. There we go, done. Job done. So our aircraft are getting massacred. Our infantry are still having some success, but look, you've got. I can't help feeling that we're outnumbered by German troops on this front. Can't help feeling. We do have these reinforcements that are on their way. The problem is, old De Bono here is drawing troops away from deep water ports to protect the towns. So I need to change his defensive orders for his garrisoning. So no longer guard victory points, just protect the naval bases. There you go, De Bono. They're your new orders. Okay, so use your troops to protect the naval bases. That's it. Good. Good. Let's look at how many casualties we've suffered thus far in World War II. Where are we? Where are we? Where are the brave Italian troops? So we've suffered 9,000 casualties, so that will include people who have been killed and injured. Basically people who have been so badly injured that they can't fight or they've been killed. 9,000. The Germans have lost nearly 2.5 million troops so far on all fronts. We are still making some advances. Let's let the game tick over. We're not producing tactical bombers or fighters. How far along is our aircraft carrier? Oh, glorious. Okay, so our aircraft carrier should be done in a few months, which is good. It's only 1940, I suppose. Japan has called Mengukuko as our enemy. I don't even know who you are, Mengukuko, so I'm not too bothered. Again, the advance is slowing here. Can we afford to bring any more troops away from the Italian mainland? I don't think we can, to be honest. There's a naval battle going on in the sea. Oh, good. It's a Yugoslavian fleet under Marijan Polic is being engaged by Alberto de Zara from the Italian Central Mediterranean Fleet, and it looks like we're probably going to do some damage there, which is good. Insufficient resources still. Steel. Can America not supply us with any more steel? Can we get some from France? There we go. We're getting all the resources we need. Air wings with no mission assigned. I'll tell you what, we've got naval bombers now, haven't we, here? So I can send these naval bombers out over the Adriatic. And they can be looking for, not kamikaze strikes, we're not doing that. Naval strikes, there you go. Look for submarines. Just standard operations by day. I don't think there's much point at this stage in the war looking for submarines at night. How is this naval battle going? Oh god, some more Yugoslavian submarines are engaging our convoys. A Yugoslavian fleet, 4 ships. Appears to be... Why is that there? I don't know. Some things I just don't understand about this game. The Allies are making good progress from the Netherlands. They're pushing out. Oh god, Manchukuo have declared war on us as well. Hopefully the Japanese won't be a threat to us. I think they've got their hands full in China. So we have a naval combat in the Adriatic Sea, which is ongoing. Yep, still ongoing. Okay, let's not worry too much about that. Report back to me when we have some definitive results, yeah? Okay, what is this? What does this say? Non-aggression pact request from China. China wants us to sign a pact of non-aggression. Well, I didn't see China as much of a threat. I certainly have no designs to declare war on China. China are obviously communist. So, are they communist? They are communist, aren't they? No, they're non-aligned. So, yes, I accept. Of course I accept. An enemy of my enemy is my friend. And if you're fighting Japan, then you have nothing to fear from us. Nothing to fear from us, China. How are our naval bombers doing in the Adriatic here? 2 enemy bombers have been lost, which is good. It must have been Yugoslavian planes that were shot down over the Adriatic. Now, what's going on here? It appears we have isolated a Yugoslavian infantry division somewhere along this river here, whatever this river is. Does it say what river this is? I should probably look it up. And they've been cut off by the looks of it, which is good. So we could order an offensive from this infantry division. What does this little exclamation mark mean? Its organisation is too low to advance. Okay, so we can't use that infantry division. We have a cavalry division here who can perhaps sweep down into this valley here and attack this infantry division. Cavalry's pretty obsolete by this point. Yes, they're not faring particularly well, but we have an infantry division coming in to reinforce. Let's cut this Yugoslav division off and destroy it while it's out of supply. Let's do that. Okay, let's zoom out and have a look at the big picture here. Who knows? World War II has definitely taken a very different turn to what it did. We're now producing infantry equipment on license from Great Britain because they have better infantry equipment than us. I'm sure in real life that would cause some major... It would probably be different calibers. We'd need to... Oh, it would have been a nightmare. But hopefully that's not simulated. Look at all this green down here on the Tyrol front. We're breaking the back of the Germans. Come on, boys. Okay, so we have some unread naval battle results here. Let's have a look. There was a naval battle in the Adriatic between Yugoslav Japanese planes in the Adriatic. How is this even possible? We've also got Australian ships, Italian naval bombers. We've lost 1 destroyer and the Yugoslavs have lost 1 destroyer. So not a particularly exciting engagement. We've done well. We've done well. I think we're dominating now the Adriatic. That hopefully should stop Yugoslav submarine attacks on our convoys. Let's see what details we know about Yugoslavia now. Okay, as far as Navy goes, they've only got 6 ships left. I'm guessing some of those are submarines. Okay, so in summary, as I said, we've started producing British infantry equipment because it's better. It means I don't have to start researching it. New Italian types. Our push into the German flank here has significantly weakened the Germans on the Western Front, and they're losing territory, particularly up here in the north, as the Allies push out of the Netherlands here. We've got mainly Dutch troops in this area which are pushing forward, and Dutch and Belgian troops pushing through towards Magdeburg here. We're not that far from Berlin, really, if you think about it. We've got some major river crossings. It looks like a lot of areas in the Rhineland have been taken, which is, of course, Germany's industrial heart. So that, again, good. We're actually still making some advances. We're holding our own at least. We're still not too far from Munich, which is where Hitler was born. That'll be a good psychological victory if we can take that. But at the very least, even if we don't take any more ground here, we're drawing troops away from the Western Front, which is the crucial thing. We've taken steps to counter the threat from Yugoslav submarines in the Adriatic. None of our convoys have been sunk recently, which is good, which means our steel Our chromium is getting through. I'm guessing the Italians or the Americans, yes, are bringing the steel in through the Mediterranean up to here and through here. I don't know what we're getting through here. What are we getting through here? Who knows? Trade is not my forte here, but we're making progress. It looks like the Germans are suffering. Look at all this green on the Western Front here, and we do need to select some new technology. We've just got improved oil plants. Yeah, we have a deficit of oil. So in the next episode, I think what I'm going to do is start converting, but probably a bit late to be honest, start converting our civilian industry, moving it over to military production. So that these troops on the Tyrol line here are going to be getting supplied, perhaps up mobilisation to increase our manpower pool. It's down to about 600,000 people now, which isn't ideal. Ideally we'd want more troops than that. But yeah, I'll see you next time, and look forward to seeing how World War II plays out. It seems that little old Italy here, who some people almost saw as insignificant in World War II, as in they were more of a hindrance to Hitler than anything. But in this case, once we flip Italy over to democratic, Hitler is certainly feeling the loss. He's actually suffering because he doesn't have Italy as an ally here, which is interesting. But yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, then click on like, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Explorminate for some more great strategy Let's Plays. I'll see you next time. Thank you.